Hello everyone. Welcome to the RD channel. NoCrimeNoTime.org. Okay, it's going to take us just a few minutes to get everybody's place. Let's see, what do we want to call this? Okay, we'll try that. Hey MFMC, how are ya? I can't sleep. I got to give you guys an update with my dad and all that for those that were on the live. We've got good news. He is alive. Let me go share this. And then, what am I doing wrong? I don't know what I'm doing. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning almost. Okay, yeah, I couldn't sleep. And I felt like I didn't do justice to the code I was trying to explain. So, because I couldn't sleep, I made a PowerPoint to share with you guys. And so, that's what we'll do. It'll walk you guys through a little bit of why I said there is absolutely something to this case that is just, it's really bizarre. It is, truly. Okay, let me grab this link, go put it in Twitter. There we go. I don't know how many people we're going to get this late at night, but it'll be recorded for those that want to go back and really look at these numbers, because this is, I can't get over it. I mean, there's coincidences, but this isn't. This is like a, you know, a set code. And it's like a universal code. That's all I can explain it as. So that's what we're going to call it. Okay. So let's go live right now. There we go. Let's see. Who do we want to invite? Carl. How are you, Carl? He might be working. You just never do now. We'll get Miss Piggy. There she is. How about Zellner? That's a good one, right? Get Kathleen Zellner. Get Beauty on here. How about Mind Shock? Bruce McGuire. Good one. How about Paul Capaldi? Good one. Let's see. Who else do you guys want to do? Graham? Where's Graham Moss? What did I do? Spell it wrong? Oh, yeah. He's got an H in it, doesn't he? He's like, how does he do it? Yeah. There he is. How about Sean? With a U. Oh, I got Sean Atwood. We'll keep him. Okay. Now we'll get Sean. Morning. Okay. How about Eric? Banana Man. Woohoo. I don't know. That looks pretty good. Let's add a picture. We should have done a GIF. That'd be a lot easier, right? Let me cancel this. We'll get a GIF. We'll post this. And then by then, everybody should be in their seat. And I'll give an update on my dad. I'm just typing in something. I put numbers because that's what this is going to be about. It's like, it's numerology. And it really can say a lot. Like a lot of people do gematria or gematria and stuff of that nature, the Torah, all that. But sometimes you have to look at this thing coming up here in a minute. That's all I can say. It's crazy. Hey, Anna, how do I say that? NC? 9 a.m. in Finland. Good to see you. Okay, so let's go back over here. Hopefully more people will come in. Like I said, it's a very bizarre time for me. So let's see. I'm going to get off the desk cam. I'm going to show you this display. If it works for me. Come on. Give it a minute. There it goes. Now let's get that down to size. How do I do that? I don't even know. Oh, it went really tiny. That is not what I wanted. Cool. All right, guys. So let me grab a drink. Make sure I'm sharing this properly. Yeah, I believe I am. Okay. So between the dates of 10/31/2005 and 10/31/2020, which is coming up, we have 15 years to the day since TH went missing, and CB as well. It's a huge hunter blue moon. It's universal magic. It's justice restored with Aquarius arriving, okay? Now, the Avery case universal code that I've come upon is when the situation is correctly aligned, I get a 1. In other words, it's a truthful event. It really did happen. I get a 1, 3, 7, or a 9. That's a correct alignment. When it seems to be completely wrong and out of alignment, I get a 2, 5, 6, or an 8. Now, if I get a 4, that's an 1111 number, and we get those throughout the case, and I'm just not going into that. That's a whole new rabbit hole. So what I mean by all this is this. So here's an example of today's date. It's October 23rd, 2020. So if you look at the 10, which is the month, you can see I've got a 1 plus a 0, which reduces to a 1. If you look at 23, which is the actual date, you get a 2 plus a 3, which reduces to 5, because 2 plus 3 is 5. When you look at the year 2020, you get 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, which reduces to 4. When I add 1 plus 5 plus 4, I get a 10. In a 10, you actually get a 1, because 10 means complete and 1 is the beginning. So it's a 10-to-1, and that's the ending of one cycle in the universe and the beginning of another. So when you get an 11, often it talks about the foundation of something, because when you get 2 1s in a row, there seems to be a divine understanding in the universe, like the universal code aligns with an 1111. Hence my name is 1111 Tarot, okay, over on the other channel. Now, when you look at numerology overall, I woke up on 10/10/2020 and had this entire code, all this stuff come to me. Here's how it works. So 10/10/2020 is actually, when it's reduced, it's like 10 plus 10 is 20. So you have 20, 20, 20. It's all about the clarity. Now we've got that blue moon coming on 10/31/2020. If you notice, there is exactly... Whoops, I did something wrong here. Let me fix it real quick for you. This should be a 2. Sorry about that. So it's 10/20/2020 is the date this happened. All right. There is exactly 11 days between this 10/20/2020, because I'm a number person, and I woke up and I'm like, something's weird about the day. 10/20/2020. Something weird here. Now it totals to a 7. 7's on my list, so something's aligned. Okay. Then I looked over and I'm like, well, I know I got that big blue moon coming. That's 11 days. Well, if you think about it, 10/31/2005 is when the victim goes missing. 11/11/2005 is when Stephen is charged with the homicide, which is exactly 11 days. All right? So you follow me? There's an 11-day gap between the past in 2005, between when Teresa went missing and Stephen got arrested. There's an 11-day span. And if you look at when I'm talking about getting this epiphany about these numbers, there's exactly 11 days till the 31st of 2020. Now, let's dig into the code itself. Representing the past, the 2005 of what happened. I again did this wrong, didn't I? I just want to make sure I got this right, because I cannot screw this up for you. So I did have it off. Let me do some adjusting. This should have been, whoops, I'm still off. There we go. This should be the only correction we have to make. And this should be turned green because it's aligned. A 7 is an alignment. I was wondering about this. So when you look at the 7 plus the 9, and we'll get into this. All right. Let me make my corrections because I really want you to understand this. There's something to this. Very, very important. You're going to start seeing stuff come together in a weird way. Okay. So again, I'm going backward just because I made the mistake. I want you to understand. So from 10/31/2005, when the victim goes missing, till Stephen was charged in 2005, 11/11, there's 11 days. Well, from 10/20/2020 to 10/31/2020 is 11 days, okay? And this 10/20/2020 is a really big deal for a number in numerology. Now let's get into this. Representing the past. You've got exactly 15 years between, between 2005, so October 31st, 2005 to October 31st, 2020 is exactly 15 years. When you look at 10/20/2020, you get a 7 because you take this 10 and you'll get the code. You'll be able to work this yourself. So you got the 10, you got the 1 plus 0, which is reduced to 1. You've got the 20, so that's 2 plus 0 reduces to 2. You've got 2020, which is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, which reduces to a 4. When I add that together, I get a 7. I bring that down here. Representing the future of us is 10/31/2020. That's the current. When I do that, I go 1 plus 0 for the 10, reduces to 1. I get a 31 here for the date. I go 3 plus 1 equals 4. 2020 is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, which is a 4. When I add that up, I get a 9. So you can see forward motion because we go from 7 to a 9. Now that 9 stays in that place as we go forward. So pay attention to how many times we get a 9. All right, let's start this off. Stephen Avery was released on 9/11 from prison. He was then rearrested again on 11/9. So you have 9/11 and 11/9. It's mirrored images. It's as above, as below. Okay? Something even weirder is another way to look at this is Stephen's release date from prison is 9/11. 9 plus 11 equals 20. Stephen's arrest for his firearm was 11/9. 9 plus 11, or in this case, I should correct that because I'm really tired. We'll flip it so it makes more sense. All right, so 11 plus 9 is 20. So you have 20 and you have 20 when you reduce it, bringing together 20/20 in the middle. And that's how it ties into where we are now in our current day. Did everybody follow me? Hey, Trust Loyal. Welcome back, love. Okay. Now, even more interesting with that date is Stephen's release date, again, is 9/11. If you do it in the normal, like, numerology pattern, you would take that 9, and you would go 9 plus 0, reduces to a 9. You would then take that 11. You'd go 1 plus 1 equals 2. Then you would add the 9 to the 2, and you would get an 11. Then if you go over to Stephen's arrest for firearm with the 11/9, you get the 11, which is 1 plus 1, reduces to a 2. 0 plus 9 reduces to a 9, 11. And look what you get. 11 for the prison release, 11 for the firearm, and in the middle, you get 11/11. So that's where the 11 comes in. for the 2020. And if you remember right, we have this date 11 days apart in 2020. Did you follow? 9/11 meaning 2020 and 11/09 meaning 2020, as well as 11/11. All right. Now I probably have your attention if you're mathematically inclined. The original crime date. Now pay attention to this 3 and this 9 at the bottom. So when you look at the original crime date of 10/31/2005, it reduces to a 3. When you look at the 15-year anniversary of the crime, it reduces to a 9. When you add 3 plus 9, you get a 12, which reduces to a 3, because 12 is 1 plus 2. Okay? So 3 and 9 are bottom numbers, coming up with a 3. That's the original crime date and the 15-year anniversary. Now, on 10/31/2005, both TH and CB are never heard from again. There's a voice message left with the timestamp of 11:43 a.m. Interesting enough, the 10/31/2005 date that they both go missing reduces to, you got it, a 3. The voice timestamp reduces, you got it, to a 9. Again, when you add 3 plus 9, you're going to get 12. 1 plus 2 reduces to 3. So if you go back and forth and you look at the bottom, we're matching up. We're syncing up. Look how synced these numbers are as we review what we've already gone over. So when you look at this situation, the 9/11/11/09 is 2020. Balance. When you look at his release from prison and his arrest, 11/11. Balance. These are all events we know happened. Were true events. When you look at the crime date, you get a 3 and you get a 9. That's the anniversary date. When you look at the crime date and the time of that voicemail left on the Dassey residence landline, you get a 9. Again, I said, reduces to a 3. Let's see if we can get another one. All right, on this one, it's the 15-year anniversary, okay? It reduces to a 9. All right, here we go. Let's get into something a little more. The RAV4 reported and seized on paperwork 11/3/2005. It reduces to a 3. The 15-year anniversary of the event reduces to a 9. Everything's on the green. Up and go. Let's try another one. Law enforcement stopped the field investigation after they found the bone on 11/12/2005. It reduces to a 3. The 15-year anniversary event reduces to a 9. Now I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. I want you to look at the numbers. Bottom of the screen. 3 and 9. 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 Anybody seeing a pattern here? Then I get to this. So let's compare the dates that the RAV4 was seized according to paperwork, or compare it to the 5th of November when Pam Strum allegedly found it. The complication is that I get out of sync. I get a 5, a conflict. It adds up to an 8. It's completely not one of the numbers that we've talked about. Let's check something else. Stephen was charged with homicide, reduces to a 2 because it wasn't aligned right. The anniversary date won't align either because it wasn't right. It's against the universe. Now, interesting enough, the radio silence day, which is the 13th of November in the case, where nobody does anything on the case. They pack up everything in the entire field, whether it was the actual evidence trailer, it didn't matter. It's all done. Nobody goes to work on the case on the 13th. I call it radio silence. It's a day of rest. You notice how it's a 4? But it shows alignment on the anniversary, which is the 10-1 we spoke of. It's very possible we will learn something very much about this radio silence day coming up, because it's being resolved. It's a completed cycle and it's a new beginning. So that information may have something to do with what we're going to find out. Now, to wrap this up, Stephen's release date from prison was reduced to a 7. His arrest for the firearm, which did happen, was a 9. And because he was a felon still, because he had a felony charge with the firearm, it legit was a charge, okay? However, when he's charged with homicide, it goes red again because it's a 2. The entire event adds up to a 9. So, what I found is that we have this whole 15 years, okay, that we're coming up to an anniversary date of hers. 15 years. 6 is a conflict number, right? Out of alignment. But we're running into Aquarius, which means we're actually going to balance things out. Now, if you look at this code, if it's a 1, 3, 7, or 9, it works. If it's a 2, if it's a 5, if it's a 6, or an 8, it's completely out of whack. There's exactly 11 days between 10/20/2020 and 10/31/2020. 11 days. And we have 11 days between 10/31/2005 and 11/11/2005. And if you look at this, representing the past is when this 11-day cycle starts. That tells us we have forward motion in the case, which is the 10/20/20. 20 reduces to a 7. It's on the list. It's green. It's good. Future, which is our 10/31/2020, is a 9. Again, good. You look at this, you've got the mirror, the 9, 11, 11, 9. All good numbers on the right side of it. Now, when we get to 2020, we get that brassy number, right? It rubs us the wrong way. It isn't right. It isn't aligned. 2020 is all about getting things completely balanced and brought back in to alignment. Again, we're just going back over this. So Stephen's release date ends up in this situation to be an 11. His firearm is an 11. You get 11/11 in the middle. All right. Original crime date reduces to a 3. 15-year anniversary reduces to a 9. TH&CB, never seen again, reduces to a 3. Voice message on the Dassey thing, on the Dassey answering machine, a 9. So look between these two. Bottom doesn't even change. All right, let's see here. RAV4, we get a 3. 15-year anniversary, we get a 9. They stopped the investigation on 11/12/2005, we get a 3. 15-year anniversary, we get a 9. Again, when you look at when the RAV4 is seized, you still get a 3. But if you go by with Pam Strum's date, no, it doesn't work according to the universal code. It's given us a way to use dates, this mathematical program, to find out if the information in the case seems to be out of alignment with the truth. You feel me? Because when it gets out of alignment from the truth, like this, Stephen being charged with homicide is not in alignment with the truth. He didn't murder anybody. He gets a 2. Even the anniversary date, we get an 8. It doesn't work. The other one that didn't work, like I talked about, is that radio silence. We got a 4. Now, like I said, we got a 10/1. My ear is itching like terrible. And my nose. And that 15-year anniversary of this event works, but it works in a way that shows it's a completed cycle. That's why I said we may find out information about the 13th of what took place after they closed up shop. And in review, we have all these wonderfully aligned numbers because, yes, when he's released from prison, it's aligned. When he's arrested for the firearm, that is actually aligned too because he was a felon. He should not be carrying a firearm. That's state law. In Wisconsin. I live here. I guarantee it. I talk to hunters. Yes, you can purchase a deer hunting license, which I always said you couldn't. But, excuse me, I talk to other people that hunt regularly. And yes, if you are a felon in the state of Wisconsin, you can buy a hunting license. You cannot fire that gun, nor can you carry that gun. But you can give your license, your deer tag, over to someone. And they can fill it for you so that you can have meat in your freezer. Okay? So his firearm charge would have stuck. But do you notice this homicide charge? Red flag. That's what I was trying to say. Is there is a reduction of numbers. So let's go over here and let's duplicate this slide. All right. Think of any date you want in this case. Let's think of the Sikiki note. Okay. We'll get rid of all these others. All right. Let's get rid of all these boxes. And we'll put this over here. Now, think about how 11/04/2005, right? That date, okay? Actually, I should write the note on there. I can't remember how they spell it. It's weird. Friday. Morn. Right? Remember this body being burned? And we figured it out. And we're like, the only way that would work is if it was on the 4th. Right? So let's change the date. See what we get. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay. So now we can test out this theory. So in this one with the 11, you would get a 1 plus 1. With that 4, you would get 0 plus 4. What did I just do? Let's try this again. Right here. Okay, 0 plus 4. And then this would have to be a 5, right? So your 1 plus 1 reduces to a 2. Your 4 and 0 reduced to a 4. And this number turns into a 7. Now, when I add that up, I'm going to get 13. See where I'm coming from? Then I take that 13 and I break it down to a 1 plus 3. Guess what happens? Doesn't align. It's not truthful. I think it's there as a red herring because if they burnt the body, let's say LE burns the body, they would want a note to be discovered and quote unquote turned in because then it covers up that they would have burned the body. They're the ones that got the note. You feel me? I think so. But do you see how this works? Hey, Sherry Lynn, good to see you. Hola, True Native. How are you, my dear? I've got Trust Loyal and True Native. I love you guys' names. Did any of that make sense to you guys at all? Like this whole code. It really seems to mean something. It's almost like prime numbers matter. Like, let's write this. Because those are prime numbers, right? We're going to have to go look and see if 9 and 7 are prime numbers. Uno momento. Okay. Okay, let's Google it. Google. Go. Okay. No, they're not prime numbers. The first prime numbers are 2, 3, 5. What is 1? Okay, let's try this. Yeah, what is 1? 1 not a number? I mean, why would 1 be not? So it's not prime. Well, let's relook at that again. because it might be certain primes. 3, 7, and 9. Yeah, there's no 9 on there. So what is this code called? I don't know. It's like, it's really weird. I'd be like, oh, it's all even numbers. But the 5 doesn't work. Every time I get a 5, it's a conflict. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there to you guys, my brain trust, to figure this out. I'm sure somebody will be like, oh, you left all the work for us. I'm so sorry, loves, but this is as far as my brain can get. I just know that this is something. There's definitely a code here. I mean, look at these numbers. They all are boiling down to 3s and 9s. But, like, look at the RAV date. When Pam goes to get the 5, gets the RAV, I get a 5. But when we go with the actual C's date that it was documented, it lines up perfect. When we talk about Stephen being charged with homicide, doesn't work. Because it wasn't a truthful event. He didn't really kill anybody, so it wasn't a truthful event, so it doesn't align. When I look at the radio silence, that day of rest, I bet you it wasn't a day of rest at all. That's a planning day. 4 is foundation. If they just found the bone on the 12th, and they close up shop, and they pull out of the Averys, they pull out of the hall box, and they go back to shop, I bet you they didn't take a day off. I bet you they set this all up so that they could figure out the game plan based on the evidence that they had accumulated. You know? So, let's see. How are you guys? Let me come back over to you. Don't know what's up, Ducky. Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to show that. I deleted the live because it was so all over the place. I didn't feel anybody could truly follow it. And so I thought, well, I'd recap it. My dad had a stroke because he had an aneurysm in the back of his skull. And so they went in and they operated on the brain, and he was in CC, it's called Critical Care Unit, CCU. And so what they said is that he doesn't have any motion in his right side, but yet I saw his right side and his left side, and he moved both arms. So I saw that with like significant movement. He also mouthed the word hi. He recognized us. So we'll just be doing our best. He came out of surgery with excellent vitals. His color is good. He looks strong. He was squeezing my hand while the doctor was talking to us. Like I would squeeze his hand, he would squeeze it back. So these are all good signs. We have a lot of hope, positive thinking. I accept any blessings and prayers that anybody wants to send my way for my dad. But I think we're going to be okay. It was kind of heartbreaking in a way because my dad is one of those kind of people that he's real vibrant in life. So to see him laying like that's hard. Mom didn't even want to go to the hospital. And it sounds terrible, but she was in a state of shock. And she was just sitting there staring through me. And I'm like, Mom, the ambulance came and got Dad? And she's like, yeah. I said, don't you think we should be heading up to the hospital? She just looked at me real blankly and she's like, he had a stroke. I'm like, I know, Mom. That's why we got to go to the hospital. She thought he was dead, I think, because she didn't want to go. And I'm like, Mom, why would you not want to go? And she's like, I can't look at it. I'm so scared. I said, Mom, don't fear. Let me call down there and get us set up so that we can meet him when he comes out of surgery, please. Because I got to go. I got to be with Dad. She's like, okay. Well, we get there. As we're coming up to the room, my brother entered the room first, and my dad right away lit up like a light bulb, even though he's all googly and everything from anesthesia and stuff. He's like, you can see his eyes lit up. So he recognized us— and I saw half his face is drooping. And that can be repaired, over time. We're going to have speech therapists, all kinds of assessments. But he smiled out of the corner. That did work. And I was so grateful. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, my mom just lit up and she said the strangest thing. She was like, there's my husband. There he is, moving his hands. I'm like, yeah. We came in, we spent time with Dad. And they only let us in there for 30 minutes. They're not even supposed to be letting people in. But for some reason, they let the 3 of us in. And we stayed in the area we were told. We had our masks on. And we were kind of scooted into that room. But it does look like he's going to make a recovery. And so I'm elated. I was literally on a live when I got the call. That's the other reason I deleted the live. Because I didn't get it shut off. And so the whole call is on there. And it was just a lot. But I really do think shouldn't have drank that tea from McDonald's. It get me stuck in my throat. Trust Loyal says my prayers to you and your family. Thank you, love. She says, trust in God for a great recovery. Prayers for your daddy. Thank you, love. I really appreciate it. I really do. I tried to give him some healing and it seemed to work. He went to rest pretty good, so. Kimberly Bamar says, prayers to you and your family. I caught the end of the live earlier today when all that happened. I'm so glad your dad is okay. Many blessings. Thank you. Sherilyn says, so sorry. Same thing happened to my mom, though 10 years ago. And here we are with her back home with us now, praying for you. I appreciate it very much. I really do. So, it's ANSSI. Is that NC? 9 a.m. in Finland she started this. Native says, yes, finally a beautiful face to go with your voice. I don't know about that. I look pretty rough right now. I've been in the ICU. It was, okay, the day started off this weird pink color. And it was really hazy out. We had freezing rain. Then we had sleet. We had a lightning storm. Knocked out power. Got the power back. Then I came on a live. Was getting ready to go to work when I got the call about my dad. That happened. Came home. Decided to redo the live. So that's what we're doing. So I made that PowerPoint for y'all. And I have not even... hey, this is how I look all the time. Except my hair needs washed really bad because I've been in rain and sleet and thunder and just crazy running around today, pushing wheelchairs. My mom has to have a wheelchair because she has Parkinson's, So, but it's good to see everybody. What are you guys up to tonight? I just didn't want to go back to bed. I just having a hard time sleeping. I know there's huge forward movement in this case. I think it starts on 10/31/2005, the anniversary date of 15 years since the event. I really do. And I think as time progresses, little things are going to come out that I think somebody's come forward. I really do. I really, really do. I feel it. Like somebody's coming forward. They seem reliable according to the cards. I believe the cards. Sherilyn says, my mom had a bad fall 4 weeks ago, and she was in rehab. My husband and I, stepkids, could only peek at her. And wave through the window because of COVID so bad. She's back home again and fine again. She says she's got insomnia. Well, another reason I have insomnia is I'm still working on the Cassie Ayon case, Ayon. A 27-year-old female went missing October 3rd, 2020, a block away from my mom and dad's house, which is not very far from here. And because I had worked on the 3-year-old's case, and we were able to locate him using intuition tarot cards, like right away, we've started working on her case, Cassie's case. Now, there was another case with teenagers, and the cards said that they were basically on the lam. Literally, like, they took off, and they were out running around in a vehicle, because I could see travel. I could see they were well off. Sure enough, this read was yesterday. Sure enough, got word today from the Stanley police, or no, the Loyal police, that the kids were seen spotted by searchers. They're fine. They were just runaways, and they got caught, and they're safe, and I'm so grateful. But that's twice the cards were right. So the first one was the 3-year-old little girl. The tarot reading I did was exactly right. The second one I couldn't even tell you about yesterday, because we didn't have the result of it. What had shown me on the cards was they were out gallivanting around. I do know, according to the cards, a reason, but I'm not going to discuss why they were out and about. I'm not going to argue whether it was just or not. I do feel there is a lot of issues that will have to be resolved as to why they took off, because I do see something seriously needs correcting there. So I shared that information and recorded it with my 1111 Tarot girls, right? And so we were like, well, we'll see if that's true or not. We'll know more if the cards can actually really, and the intuition works that good on more missing person cases. I kid you not. Right on Facebook, I got up this morning. It was posted. The kids were literally out joyriding around locally, which is what I had gotten in the cards. And they were fine. And the search was called off. Parents were called. So with the Cassie Ayon case, we don't have resolve at all. She's 27 years old. She went missing a block from my mom's. And it's literally 20 feet from where I used to live. It's just a few hops, skips, and a jump over to my mother's. And so I got into the case. I've been working with family. Literally been traveling through woods, looking for... Me and the 1111 girls have been using tarot. We have some clues we can't discuss right now. But it's literally exhausting to try to find missing people. And we're nowhere closer. We really aren't. The cards explain that there's some information coming in the very near future. I would say by, excuse me. Oh, that's terrible tea. I don't want it. 10:31. I think we will find some information. And I have recorded those reads, given it to the police. I have been working with the county sheriff, detective, with him on the missing persons case. And I also gave the video to the family to review and that. But if this one gets solved, which... hopefully everything's okay. If the cards are right on this case, I think we'll have some good luck. That's all I can offer right now. They're leading me in the way to believe that it's a favorable outcome. That's all I can release. But, yes, the two girls, Sherry, I'm sorry, the boy, the teenager, the 13-year-old girl and the 15-year-old boy are found. Yes. True Native would like to know if there's any update from Avery's attorney. Not right now. We're still waiting on the appellate court to come through. But she did mention that Making a Murderer was like, I don't want to quote it wrong, but I think it was something like #1 of all time ever documentary ever watched or something. She just quoted that. But no, we're still waiting on the court to come back. I normally don't get excited. I feel like Christmas, okay? I know forward movement in this case. I can see this court case being resolved in our favor. And I did yesterday a tarot reading, so it shows everything in that video. You can go watch that if you'd like. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ugh. I am terribly sorry. I just couldn't sleep, and you guys always comfort me. You always have. All these years I've been with you guys. It's like when it really gets down to the rash of it, I don't want to wake up like people that are trying to sleep before they go to work and be like, hey, best friends, I need to talk to you about I can't sleep. And you guys are my best friends. So I'm like, hey, I'll just go on. I'll share my little video and I'll visit with you guys. K Don says, thanks for all that you do. Love your videos and your research and presentations. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sherry says, Limbo Land on Avery. Don't get your hopes up. Crazy, crazy stuff went on there. Oh, I'm getting my hopes up. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty much betting on it that we'll have forward motion. We're moving into Aquarius. Amazing truths are coming forward. Like incredible truths, because it's all about clarity. K-Don says, hope you or someone has been sending Zellner your videos. The burned barrel one blew my mind. Yeah, I don't care how you dice it up. We're missing a barrel. We know that. Trestle Whale says, have you checked the underground human trafficking sex sites? Honestly, no. I'm not sure I want my computer accessing something like that. But I do know that the detectives are on the case with Cassie Aon. Her name is Cassandra. She's 27. She has a 7-year-old child. She drove a black car. Want to hear something weird about it? So her baby daddy, you know, because they're not married, but they live together and have a child. I looked up his record just to see, you know, if he was a person of interest, right? There was one record, and guess what car he drove? A gold RAV4. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Sherry Lynn Pontello said, we're missing more than a barrel. In the Avery case, yeah, we're missing all the evidence of a murder taking place, right? Oh, that's a good idea. Trust Loyal says go to the library. Till all the beeps and whistles goes off that I'm looking up sex sites. I honestly think I'm going to leave that to police. I feel a little better with that. Kimberly Bomber says, I listened to the Zipper case today and caught that, quote unquote, Michael, yeah, incident at 2:02 minutes into it, and it does sound very much like you described. Wow. Yeah, so if you want to hear something, I really do feel Archangel Michael has been called on this case. There's a lot of reasons why I feel that way. But one time after I filmed, or recorded, I should say, the Corey Zipperer video about the hidden camera. You can go to that video online on my YouTube channel here. And you go to 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I am completely alone in my house during that recording. Nobody is with me. And on top of me talking, someone uses what sounds like my mic to say, Michael. So I didn't know it for a couple weeks. And one of the listeners here, I believe it was Teresa. See? Teresa pointed out, she's like, what the heck is that? At the 2 minute mark. And I'm like, what? She was like, that sounds like somebody said Michael. So think about all the Michaels in this case. We've got Michael, Mike Halbach. Oh, God, I'm so tired. Help me out. Think of all the Michaels. There's several. The coroner. Michael. Oh, and there's, I can't even think of names right now. Bushman. Michael Bushman. Mike the coroner. Can't remember his name right now. Don't know why. I've never forgot that before. I'm just exhausted as all because of the ER and stuff. Yeah, True Native remembers that live. Yeah, that video is messed up. Check out Instagram. Good idea, Tresloya. So, that's weird that we have that. Michael. What also was going on at the time of that being called is I was having birds literally hitting my window. Like, I would be in the kitchen and a bird would hit my window. And then I'd go into my bedroom and that same bird would fly around my house to come hit that window. And then it finally stopped after it said, Michael. Like the house got protected. I don't know. I'm going to take it as a protection from Archangel Michael. I say prayers all the time. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Savior. And so I don't worry about stuff like that. Tammy Lee says, hi all, glad you're back, Rubberducky. Yeah, Tammy, my dad's going to be okay. We're going to have a lot of, rehab and stuff. He had a blood clot that caused the stroke. And they did surgery on the brain back here, and they got it out. It was about an inch segment that had a blood clot. I actually saw the x-rays they showed me, and I was like, oh, MG, for real. We're very lucky my dad is going to be fine. I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine. They said he's not moving on his right side, but he lifted his arm up on his right side and patted his head twice in front of me, and I could have sworn I saw his foot moving. Sherry Lynn says, I'm very interested in finding more about that Bradley guy. Bradley Scheck. The photos and the affair thing. You want to talk about that? We can. Okay, so once upon a time, there was a guy named Bradley Scheck who was a DJ. He also worked for CBS. And he worked really weird hours, like 1 o'clock in the morning, and did some broadcast, news broadcast. And he was married to a woman that was pregnant. Yeah. And some reason they decided that they wanted to take nudie pictures while she's all pregnant. I don't know if she was showing or not. So Casey, his wife, and Bradley Scheck, both of them, Casey and Bradley Scheck, they want to take nude pictures. And so they booked Teresa Halbach, to take the pictures. And she does. Now, the next time you hear about this information is that Teresa sleeps with him. Yeah. Teresa sleeps with the married man who has a pregnant wife. So much crats for your little holier-than-thou nun, right? Okay. So Teresa sleeps with the married guy. It's absolutely, for sure. I'm just speaking truth, fact. And then there's this court date, okay, which is weird. Because Casey takes Bradley Scheck to court over the nude pictures. Okay? We don't know what she's saying. I want the pictures back, I would imagine. Anyway, Teresa has the audacity to go to court and back up Bradley. Bradley Scheck, the husband, the married man she's having an affair with. All right. Now, supposedly, hearsay, until somebody looks it up, this little chunk right here. If I remember, there's some communication between, no, it's not hearsay, I do remember it. There's the first time ever phone call between Bradley Scheck and Ryan Hillegas right after Teresa goes missing, or right around the time she goes missing, which is bizarre. Now, as if we need another male in this case that could be a suspect, which obviously he was having a sexual relationship with her. He was supposed to see her that night. First, he says he slept all day. Then when they question him, he comes through with a completely different story, of course. Something about he ran to the bank with his dad or something, bull crap, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes down to the time, which we're looking to nail, which is basically from 2:30 to about 3:30, 3:45, when the person goes missing, Teresa goes missing, Bradley can't really tell you where the hell he was. Okay? He has messages on his phone, whether there was some contact made to her phone that day from him. That's all you're going to know. You know why? Investigators were like, huh. Mm-hmm. All right, Bradley. You can go. Thank you. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Worse yet, he lives in the vicinity of the Averys. It's like maybe 7 miles or something. Yeah, it's all BS. It's all BS. It really bothers me when there's BS in a case, when something doesn't align. Like, I'm going to jump off that for a minute. I'm going to switch back over. I'm just sharing this. I know you guys aren't into this case. I just want to share something. I want your opinion. With the Cassie Aon case that we're doing right now, the 27-year-old missing right down the road here, right? A legitimate business that runs drones that can go underwater and have been used successfully at a very high percentage, like 97%, offered free of charge to the police department, the sheriff department in that county of where Cassie went missing, to use the drones to try to find any information from where she was seen last. What do you think the cops said? No. Free of charge. We don't need your help. Quote unquote, no, we don't need your help. I'm so sick of this shit. We have a 27-year-old woman that is the mother of a 7-year-old disappearing at 3:45 a.m. on October 3rd, 2020. Right across the street, literally, from where I used to live. Two blocks away from my mother's. They don't need a drone. Does that sound right? I don't think so. To me, that smells like fishy fish. I don't get it. Any other things you want to talk about on the Avery case or anything else? Otherwise, I'm probably going to go to bed. Yeah, Sherry's like, yeah, that's about right from my experience. I don't get it. Yeah, so you guys want to talk about, I don't know, me going to Colorado? Whose parents? His parents. How's his parents? Oh, Stephen Avery's? I have no idea, love. I really don't. I have not heard a thing about his parents. I mean, shoot, they're the same age as my parents, and my parents are not doing the best, you know. Time takes its toll. Was it the FBI called in? No, they didn't call in the FBI on the missing girl. Yes, tell more about Colorado. Okay, Kimberly. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be actually on the journey to move down to Colorado. We're going to be, the reason we're picking Colorado is because we can find all kinds of minerals and all kinds of stuff there. And it's really, really clean air. It's all kinds of wonderful there. And we can go north. We can go into Wyoming. And we can do Black Hill Gold adventures together, which I'll be filming it and broadcasting it on 1111 Tarot. So you'll be wanting to come over there for the adventures. You can look up one adventure we took. It's actually kind of funny. Me and the girls wanted to do a test run to see how it would work to adventure and actually film us actually rock picking and climbing and getting all the stuff that the girls are making. And it gets funny as crap. I'm not kidding. You just got to watch it. So, I'll be filming it. So we can go to, like, the Badlands. We can go to, I think Badlands. Are Badlands in Wyoming? I know Black Hills Gold is. Black Hills, Wyoming. Or we go to Kansas and storm chase together so I could film that. Or we could go to Arizona. Excuse me. Arizona, where we can look up and find agates and gold. And I don't know. Gretchen really love. Gretchen is getting so old, you guys. When I started this, she was half the age she is now. She's like really getting old. Come here, baby. She's all scraggly. Yeah, she looks pretty rough right now. There you go, baby. Now stay up there. No fussy wussy. No fussy wussy. Arizona, baby, that's cool. Yeah, you guys will be able to actually travel with me. I mean, the first thing I want to do is, once I've saved up enough, which I'm using the money from my personal readings that I do to purchase a vehicle. And so I got a long way to go on that. But I also have some savings that I'll be obviously putting in. So you guys can help me pick the vehicle. We'll be filming it. You'll be getting to put in your 2 cents. Like when John Boat gets time, he can come on and tell me if he thinks that's the right vehicle to buy. We're then going to be filming all the custom fits on the vehicle to make it so that I can basically stay for 2 to 3 weeks within the vehicle. This is all my goals, okay? And then, yeah, we're going to road trip down to Colorado, and you'll be with me on the trips. And as we meet people, and experience stuff with the locals, I'll be able to share that with you and everything. So it'll just be like a reality TV show of you guys going with me to Colorado. I mean, you don't have to watch it if you like. I don't care to see that. I totally don't blame you. But it's something I'm going to do because I don't want to do it alone. And apparently, I don't know, I'm as single as they get, and I don't know, I just have a hard time. Like, not working myself to death, I guess, and I don't leave enough time for romance. I don't leave enough time in my life to really enjoy anything because I'm always working. I work so many hours at my job, and then I come back and I work on 1111 Tarot, and then I work on this. I got the kids. I'm a Capricorn. I'm also a Gemini, and we're just busy, busy, busy. And I need to really, enjoy life. Smell the roses. So I thought, why not? Oh, you should see my nail polish. I chewed it all off when I went to the clinic or the hospital in the ER. I was like, Sherilyn Pontello says, that will be fun. I live down a bit on a mountain from John Denver. Wow. I would love to. I will be. That's some of the things I want to do is go see where, John Denver lived, and I'll take you along on the trip. Kimberly Bomber says, have you read any of Mary Summer Rain books? She is or was in Colorado. Very interesting if you take peek into her writing. Okay. Mary Summer Rain. Hey, Hey, Sheila Smokey. It's been a long time since I seen you, lovely. Sherry says, as weird as it is, moved before grade school, would have gone to Columbia High School. Oh, Colbine High School. Ooh. Dang. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun being able to travel with you guys. We're going to take Maya and Gretchen with us. So we're going to have 2 dogs. Probably, what do you guys think? I'm kind of thinking like, I don't want to like have a ton of stuff with us. I kind of am looking at like maybe like a used, because man, we're going to be on a budget. Like a used Chevy, what are they called? Cargo van. But I want it to have windows and all that. But you know, some of those have shelves in them and all that. If we go that route, then we can put a bed in there. That, like, I was thinking of designs like building the inside of the van like you're living small, like living tiny, living little, however you want to put it. And we just Tetra Pak the vehicle. So like where the bed is, we make the bench, you know, so that it can fold out and it can be a bed, or it can push up and it's a couch, but you can actually lift it and there's storage underneath, whether it's extra batteries or whatever. You guys can help me figure out all the stuff we need to pack. I'm going to be having a garage sale to sell some of the stuff. Most of my stuff, my kids are going to be moving in with their older brother, who's 30 some years old. And they'll probably get my furniture and stuff. Oh, Sherry Lynn says, watch the dogs. A lot of snakes. Poisonous ones, Sherry? I don't like them kind. I hope it's not poisonous snakes. I haven't even looked. I think I'm about ready to go take my shower, you guys. I feel grimy. I'm like been in an ER, and just the word COVID and hospital and ER made me just cringe. Living little is always best, she says. I want to find out if it's poisonous snakes before I go. Rattlesnakes. Right? Could be a little creepy for me. Aw, thank you, Sheila Smokey. I am well, and I hope the same for you. Are you doing okay? It's just a delight to get to hang out with you guys. I don't even know how many people we got. Let me look. Really doesn't matter because it changes so quick and everything. So we have about 17 right now. That's good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. I can't wait to go on this trip with you guys. So here's what I'm thinking, okay? I got to thinking about this. This is all just whatever for now. But I think back here, we're going to put our goal, how much we need in our savings to reach to be able to first get the vehicle. And then I can use the rest of the savings to get like the supplies we need for the trip and so forth and all that. We may have a visitor, or not a visitor, but a partner that goes with us. You just never do know. It's a long time. Now, we're not doing the trip until we may go down in March for like a 2-week trial just to look around, kind of get familiar, make sure Colorado's the place for us, right? Maybe we need to live in Arizona. I don't know. That seems awful hot. But then once we get our location figured out that, yeah, we're going to be somewhere around Colorado. Then after my son graduates in May, we're going to throw him a big party. And then after that, we'll have a going away party, which you'll all be there with all me, my friends, everybody. We'll pop the bubbly. We're not going to drink it because we're going to be driving. And then we're push off. And we literally are going to travel together and experience everything like live on the road. You can actually get a taste of what it's going to feel like because, like I said, on the hashtag 1111 underscore tarot on YouTube, you do that, hashtag 1111 underscore tarot. You can go over there and you'll see a video. It's by the 1111 tarot gals, and it gives you a rundown, and it's actually very funny to watch. I didn't think we were so funny, nor did I know how stupid we sound sometimes. Like, I literally, when I would hear it, I'd be like, oh my God, I just want to cut that out. It's so stupid, but it was so funny. I'm like, nah. I mean, we got to be real with things, right? Kimberly says, sounds like it will be an amazing journey, Ducky. And you guys will get to be there with me, and I'll be so excited. That's why I'm building up the 1111 Tarot channel. I don't know why I always sneeze 3. Excuse me so much. But the reason I want to build it up is because then I can do lives right off my phone. Or maybe we'll be able to afford a camera by then. I am getting a lot of personal reads, which helps us out on getting that money raised. And personal reads are something that I love to do, because it's always about, like, somebody might ask, you know, will I find my true love? Well, a yes or a no, something about them. You know, I always look at it a little bigger, like what's holding you back from getting your true love? What's aligned with you getting your true love? So that way you can make some adjustments to speed that timeline up. You know, maybe ego is standing in a person's way and they can't seem to get over their own ego. The cards will tell you, ego is your problem. That's why you ain't getting no dates, you know, stuff like that. So it's a lot of helping them through that. But most of it is literally about this deprogramming, where they've been programmed so deeply in their root chakra to believe whatever the media tells them. Well, I saw it on CNN. And, well, Dr. Fauci said, and, well, I don't believe about that vaccine. I think we need that vaccine. Okay. So what we've got to do is we've got to take the information that they accept as what they believe, and then we've got to get them to understand through trusting the divine that it's all about knowing, like, what really truly resonates with you. So a good one is to be like, do you really agree? Does it resonate with you that we have a change shortage? Sherry Lynn Pontello says, just had coffee, all fired up. True Native, thank you. They said bless me, thank you. Sherry Lynn Pontello says, Arizona is killer hot. Grandparents live there. Too many poisonous things. Okay, it's off my list. Poisonous things scare me. And she says, don't do it. Scorpions used to come out of their drain pipes. Nope. I'll tell you a real quick story, and then I got to take off and get some food and sleep and shower. Not in that order. But so I lived down south for a while, and I'm horrified. I mean, I'm from the south, but I'm horrified of cockroaches. And of course, my mom and dad always had an exterminator come, and we didn't have any of that kind of stuff, ever. I went to move into my own apartment in Georgia. OMG, right? You turn light on, the bugs would skedaddle. I was horrified. I literally didn't even move into the apartment the way normal people do. This is how terrified I was. But it's a surefire way to not have any bugs, even if everybody else does around you. Here's how it works. I couldn't afford an exterminator. None of that. Plus, it was really slummy. Went to the dollar store and I bought like plastic totes that like snapped solid airtight. Went to my car. I packed everything in these totes. Everything. All my food and all my dishes went into the refrigerator, whether it was dry goods or canned goods, it did not matter. Whether it was silverware, you had to open the freezer to get all your cups and plates and forks. They were chilled. Because I didn't want nothing crawling across my plates. I just couldn't imagine it. Like if you went to take a shower, you had to grab the shower tote. It had all the towels, everything. You had to pop it open. Yeah, but what ended up happening while I was there for like a month, never saw another bug. There was nothing for them to live off of. Like even my shampoo and stuff went in a tote. Like my apartment literally looked like we were ready to leave in a moment. Aw, Trust Loyal says, God bless you. Thank you, my love. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging with me. Like you know, if you were here on the live, it was a rougher day. Had a lot of tears, a lot of emotional draining. Tomorrow, I do know some things. I will share this real quick with you. Where is it? There was a message. Here we go. So tomorrow, well, it's actually today for me now. It is a day where you've got to think about speaking your truth. And a lot of people are like, well, I only tell the truth. Yes, but do you always speak up when you need to? Like, you pick your battles, you know. But are there times where we let somebody push us over and control our life because they intimidate us and we're afraid to upset their apple cart because they're control freaks? And so we stay hushed on times when we shouldn't. And so find your voice, because it's really important that people understand this high vibration that everybody talks about has nothing to do with how cheerful you are. Even though that helps, it actually, the more authentic you are to who you really are, like really, really are authentic. You're the same person with your mom as you are with the school, as you are with people online, as you are with your friends, your husband. You just don't have all these different faces. You know what I'm talking about, those phone voices you put on. I've done it 1,000 times in my life. It's like you're yelling at the kids. You're like, Tommy, Jimmy, you two bite each other again, I'll put you in timeout. And I mean it. I'm not playing. You're in the middle of all that, and the phone rings. You're like, hello. You're not in a hello mood. You're in a I'm going to choke my kids mood. You know? So it seriously is a lot about the authenticity of your original self. And anybody that's walked through the dark night of the soul, and a lot of us got triggered the dark night of the soul because we got obsessed about the Steve Avery case. And we separated and segregated ourselves from our family. And family got hurt, jealous. And then we woke up and everybody was like, poof. And we were like, wait a minute, what just happened? Yeah. And, you know, I have a lot of regrets about not taking the breathers. I should have. I could have kept it in perspective. But it was like I couldn't get enough of it, and I wanted to cover every aspect I could imagine. I don't know. It was what was. But in it, we all learned that the media is full of crap. And now you can see it on the worldwide scale that the media is full of crap. That is just all about programming. Trust Loyal says, have a wonderful, peaceful night. Prayers for your dad. Thank you, Trust Loyal. Thank you. Kimberly Bonner. I can't say your name very good. Bomar. No masks here, she said. Sherry says, oh my God, we were in South Carolina and the cockroaches are freaking unreal. We lit one on fire and it survived and kept showing back up, all burnt up. We had a huge black widow hanging off our ceiling fan. You're making me not want to leave my house. Oh my God, Sherry. Ah! I'm going to Google like Colorado and bugs. Bugs. No. I don't like bugs. Not my favorite thing. All right, lovelies. I'm going to go take my shower because, like I said, been all over today. Feel like I've been drugged down a dirty ditch the whole way. I'm going to get my shower. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to get some sleep. It is what is it? I kid you not. It is 2:20 a.m. Literally. 2:20 a.m. 2020, guys. 2020. Bomar, got you. Thank you, love. I will rest my mind and body, Kimberly. I shall. Lord, Sherry said all 11 of her family had COVID. Worst 4 weeks ever. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you humbly for being with me, keeping me awake, getting me tired so I can go to bed. And I will sleep well tonight because I know that my dad is breathing. You know, I know that I have friends like you guys. I know that there are blessings all around us. And it's all about the abundance in life. I really do hope you guys will come over to the 1111 Tarot. So what you'll do is hashtag 1111 _ tarot up in your search bar. And that'll get you over to my channel. I'll try to get a link on like the bottom of the Rubberducky. Well, where the description goes. My nose is itching so bad tonight. It's like spirit's with me. I said a lot of prayers, you know. All right, my loves. Much light. Much love. Namaste.